All right, now, of course, other parties are also busy lining up candidates. Last week, for example, the BC Conservatives said that Michael Henshaw will carry the Conservative banner in Chilliwack Hope, and Chad Eros will do the same thing in the riding of Chilliwack. And we've got Chad in studio in Vancouver today. And thanks so much for coming in, Chad. I appreciate it. Let me ask you something, first of all. Chilliwack is sort of ground central. It was in that by-election in Chilliwack North last year, or a couple of years ago, for all the reasons why conservatives, small c conservatives, should just get behind the Liberal banner to prevent the NDP hordes from taking over the province. And yet, no, you think you'd rather run. Why not get behind, you're going to get this, I'm sure, on doorsteps. Why not be a BC Liberal instead of be a Conservative?
Well, I think we can all see that the Liberals are disintegrating and falling apart. People traditionally think that there's this coalition of Conservatives and Liberals together under the Liberal banner. Well, the BC Conservative Party is coming out with a real Conservative platform. In this election, this is a monumental election this time because you have a real BC Conservative Party running with real BC Conservative candidates. And I've had discussions with the Liberals about this issue, and I think they've gone too far left, and the voter wants a real right alternative this time.
Let me ask you a little bit about yourself, because one thing jumped out on the biography I have of you, and that was 9 children, 9 homeschool children. Where do you find the time to do anything else?
Well, okay, well, technically we have 8 homeschool children, and the 1-year-old we're not riding them too hard to learn reading, writing, and arithmetic yet. So we've got one in high school. So where do I find the time? I've got a very supportive family. And as we all know, time management is all about what you don't do, not all the things that you do. But I've got the support of my family behind this, and without my wife, Tricia Eros, I wouldn't have been able to get the 2 degrees accounting designation that I have, go into commercial banking, be in accounting, and now have my own consulting firm. So we're a good team.
I'm always curious. That is remarkable, as I say. I've got 2, and that's plenty for me. I'm always curious about folks when they jump into politics, why you decided to put your name on a ballot. It takes a bit of courage, and it's going to take a lot of commitment, as you see. People are going to be poking and prodding at you, and yet you want to stand up and do it.
Yeah, well, thanks for that question. That's a great question. And this all starts from me being just a voter. Just taking a look at this, as you mentioned, I do have a family, and I do represent families out there. We're all trying to make a go of this. We're trying to come out of a recession, and I'm taking a look at this, and as a voter, I did not see a good right alternative with a good platform that's just sensible, that enables workers to have good jobs, and for business owners to make a good go of it, low taxes and low debt. That alternative does not seem to be there. So I'm a real conservative. I see the BC Conservative Party as being a real conservative party. So it was a great opportunity and a good matchup for me to join this great movement that's going on right now under the BC Conservatives.
Last question I've got for you then, Chad, is and I go back to these by-elections just to clue everybody in. In the by-election in Chilliwack Hope, the Conservative candidate then was John Martin, and he finished 3rd. Now, you're in Chilliwack, and the Liberal candidate is, lo and behold, John Martin. He has decided not to be a Conservative anymore, and he's a Liberal. Would you still say John Martin is not a right-leaning Conservative in all but name, I guess?
Well, I think what's happening here is that some people are still believing in this coalition of Liberals and Conservatives under the Liberal tent, but the Conservative platform and issues are not prevailing under that tent. It's time for us to get under our own tents and our own banners. To be honest with you, I think this was probably not the greatest time for someone to switch over to the Liberals for coalition purposes. I think right now you're seeing a movement of people getting under the proper banners, and you're going to see a disintegration of this coalition under the Liberal banner.
Well, Chad Eros, listen, good luck, and thanks so much for joining us today.
Thank you very much for having me.
All right, still ahead, the 3rd federal